3 weeks.
I'm not sure about that one. You know, I looked at some recent poll numbers just yesterday, and in a lot of these states coming up, not only Maine is coming up, I think Maine is next week.
Right, that's where Ron Paul took off.
Yeah, that's where Ron Paul is. But I think a lot of these other states that are in the Super Tuesday cluster, like you know, Colorado, a lot of these Southwest states, you know, the polls show that, you know, Newt Gingrich could have a shot there. So I think the jury is still out on who the exact Republican frontrunner is, just because there's so much, you know, altering in the field and shifting in the field. And one thing that I have realized that you could definitely tell that Mitt Romney is, you know, he's really pushing to the limit here. He's released a cadre of, you know, negative attack ads on Newt Gingrich in Florida. I think he'll continue to do that in the states that matter. So I think going into Super Tuesday, you'll see him do that in states like Ohio, states like Colorado, swing states that he'll have to compete in if he is a nominee against the President of the United States. He's going to continue to pounce on Newt Gingrich until he sort of pounces him out the race, I guess would be the word.
And then Maine, I believe, is a caucus.
Yes, Maine is a caucus.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, coming from Robert Adams, a comment on the live chat, and we love hearing from you. I think all states should be proportional. After all, then all the voters get heard. And that's a good argument, I think. 25%, even if the top shouldn't get all 50 delegates. 50's a lot. You know, it's a big deal. And let's also tell you about our FoxNews.com live question of the day. Who do you see as the GOP establishment candidate? And there they are. You know, poor Rick Santorum, my heart and my prayers go out for him because his daughter is quite sick and in the hospital, and he had to leave Florida, a place where he was really committed to campaigning. And then Herman Cain endorses Newt Gingrich over the weekend. Richard, let me ask you, because we just spoke to Mr. Cain, what's the power, impact, or influence of a Herman Cain endorsement? Be honest.
I don't know. I think the endorsement took too long to happen, and that's the reason why the power sort of diminished. I think going into Iowa, if he had made an endorsement, it would have mattered more then than it would matter in, you know, today's day and age where there's already been votes cast, there have already been contests decided. I think its impact is very much more so diluted now than it would have been a month or two ago. With that being said, though, I think what it does show is that, you know, there is some shifting amongst Tea Party voters. Are the Tea Party voters going to stay with Rick Santorum? Are they going to sort of shift between between Newt Gingrich, or are they just going to say we need somebody that could possibly beat President Obama? And that best opportunity, like the story that Mitt Romney has continued to sort of put out there, is that he's the best person to beat Obama, so they're going towards him. And so I think the jury is still out on that. No matter what, though, the real question is to see on Tuesday where women voters fall in the state of Florida. Do women fall solidly with Mitt Romney, or do they sort of splinter among the candidates? Because I think Newt Gingrich has a big problem with Republican women, especially in states like Florida where family and values really matter.
Interesting that you think the women are important. There's another group when I was down in Florida that I realized is very, very important, and that's the young people. There are so many colleges and universities down there, and if those students are registered independent, they have to stay home too, I believe. So, you know, and although I think that college campuses have gone from very liberal to a little more moderate, maybe even a little more Republican, we won't really see the impact of that young vote